The Freedom from Religion Foundation says it will take legal action after Texas Governor Greg Abbott ordered the removal of a secular nativity scene from the Capitol grounds. The display featured George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin, all clustered around a copy of the Bill of Rights in a manger overseen by the Statue of Liberty. Now, Abbott ordered the scene removed on Tuesday after sending a letter to the State Preservation Board saying they have no obligation to approve displays that purposefully mock the sincere religious beliefs of others. So that's our topic this half hour. Is this censorship, or did Governor Abbott do the right thing? We certainly want to hear what you have to say about it on Facebook and on Twitter, so make sure you post your comments so that we can share them. Joining us live in the newsroom is Fox 26 senior legal analyst Chris Tritico, Fox 26 news analyst Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. How about it, guys? What are your thoughts on this one?
Such an interesting issue. When I first saw this story and I did some research on it, the first question that I had is the right of others to express themselves only guaranteed if the governor likes the art. And that appears to be what the governor did here. I don't like this, so take it down. And I don't think the governor of Texas has the authority to say the First Amendment applies only when I say it does. Quite frankly, I've never seen a painting by Pablo Picasso that I liked. I don't think ears and eyes ought to be shoved anywhere on a human body. But I respect others, the fact that others like that as art and see that as art. And that, Mustafa, to me, is the central question here. Does the governor have the authority to say, because I don't like this art, take it down?
Well, it is inside the Texas Capitol, and I, for one, think that both sides have to start coming to some kind of a consensus in this. One side puts up an art form in the Texas Capitol, knowing that it will offend others, and then the other side takes the bait and gets rid of it. But, you know, it's a little insensitive that during the holiday season, during Christmas, that somebody would put an art scene that would be objectionable to people of faith. So I'm with the governor on this.
Well, I don't disagree with your analysis, but the problem is the First Amendment doesn't say that. The First Amendment says you have a right to express yourself, and this is a public building.
Well, it's a public building, but there is a process in which, like, I can't go out there and put my art inside the Capitol dome. So there is a process in which, and I think the governor probably has a right to be able to pull it out.
And we've seen your art, and it wouldn't even meet that.
It wouldn't make any
Jackie?
Yeah, I think they're making a mockery of Christianity. They're making a mockery of Christmas. The fact that they replaced the baby Jesus and put the Bill of Rights in place of that, I think the governor did the right thing. This is absolutely ridiculous. And to go on what he just said, the fact that they did it during Christmas time, they're trying to send a message to Christians that they want to slap us in the face with our faith and our belief. So I am very happy that the governor did it. You know, we have lawyers, people like you, and I'm sure it's going to be challenged, but I think the governor did the right thing.
So what happens when the governor doesn't like a painting and just says, take this down, I don't want this? Take that book out of the library, I don't like that.
Well, I don't think the governor's going to do ridiculous things like that. I think this artwork is ridiculous. It's a slap in the face to all Christians. I think a majority of his voters and a majority of Texans will agree that it should be removed, and he did what his constituents and voters want him to do.
So what happens when the governor decides he doesn't like something else?
Well, I think
where does it end?
Well, part of this is, I think, if you believe in the separation of church and state, there's lots of ways to move that agenda forward. I don't think this is the way to do that.
Isn't this more than just separation of church and state? Isn't this freedom of expression?
Well, I think no, I don't think so. I think that this was. I mean, I think the organization is called freedom from faith, or freedom
from religion.
Freedom from religion,
which is caustic in and of itself.
Look, I just think I think we have to come to a point where we don't see everything from partisan prisms, and we don't see everything from black and white. And what this is an example of is someone trying to move the agenda despite the other. And even if it's offensive, it's okay for them to do it. I don't think that's the right way to go.
Do we have any social media?
Yeah, you know, I'm looking on social media, and it looks like some people want to know, so will this group win the lawsuit?
Well, time will
Not
tell.
nexus.
Time will tell. But when you analyze this from a First Amendment standpoint, I think the governor was wrong. That does, and I'm not saying I like this art. I don't like it at all. But when you analyze this,
yeah, you don't like Picasso, right?
I don't like Picasso. I don't like Picasso. I'm sorry, Pablo.
You didn't like my art,
but
you don't like Mustafa's art.
I definitely don't like Mustafa's art. But if you analyze this from a pure First Amendment standpoint, I think the governor loses on this. That doesn't mean that that the court is saying that we agree with the art, we agree with the statement. It just, when you analyze it from a First Amendment standpoint, I think the governor loses.
I disagree. I think if they actually take it legally, I think he's going to win because, of course, that's why you have law like these laws, because you have lawyers to interpret it either way. And I think
courts to interpret it.
And courts to interpret it either way. And I disagree. I think that the courts will definitely not side with this group. And they made it clear. They said, look, Christians have their rights, so we as atheists should have our rights too, and that's why they put it there. So they did it on purpose.
Well, you may be confusing the statement made in Orange, Texas.
No. This Religious from Freedom, they said that. And then they said that's why they want to take legal action against the governor.
So we'll see where it goes. They are going to file suit. It's one of those cases that by the time we get a ruling, it'll be 2 years down the line, but we'll see where it goes. And it is First Amendment cases appear to a lot to be not that important, but when you're protecting the right of everyone to their expression, it's always an important case, and it's generally something that the Supreme Court will at least decide.